As some may have already realised, or more likely will realise this evening, the coverage of the election has changed massively for the day. This is because at midnight, broadcasters are required by law to adhere to a strict election day code of conduct. This means that there is no reporting any of the campaigns on the day of the election between the hours of midnight and 10 p.m. when the polling closes. Some of you may be wondering about some of the do's and don'ts, so here are a few tips. Firstly, and we can't stress this enough, whilst it isn't illegal to take pictures on your phone whilst voting, the last general election in 2015 saw the Electoral Commission strongly advise against it. This was, in the main, due to the laws surrounding the secrecy of the ballot. The Commission said, due to the potential breach of the law, intentionally or not, we strongly advise against any form of photography taken inside the polling station, which means no in-the-booth photo selfies. It really isn't worth it, considering during the European elections people were warned that revealing another's vote, even unintentionally, could result in a fine of £5,000 or 6 months in prison. The Commission also warns about tweeting or posting on social media whilst you're in the polling booth. Believe it or not, there are also guidelines around listening to music whilst in the polling station. Your headphones must be removed whilst giving your name and address, and any music should be reduced to a level that cannot be heard by fellow voters. To be safe, you may as well turn it off on your way in. And finally, whilst we would advise you to vote whilst sober, after all, you want to be sure you're putting your cross in the intended box, not accidentally in the wrong one. It isn't illegal for you to vote whilst drunk or under the influence of drugs. However, if the polling station's presiding officer feels you are incapable of casting your vote, they may well ask you a series of questions to determine your capability. So like we said, it isn't advised. Normality resumes after 10 p.m. on polling day, when the major broadcasters will begin their speculation on the outcome as the 650 seats across the country begin the laborious task of counting the votes. It is also at 10 p.m. that the Ipsos Mori exit polls will be released. Whilst exit polls are not a perfect way of predicting an outcome of the election, they are seen by many as the best indicator, as it was correct in 2010 and 2015. Even after all this, there is still a long night of counting and possible recounts before the winner will be known. This is Emma Kirke reporting for KLTV News.